We are going to get set to begin a rather large unit in social studies where we focus on how those English colonies that we were talking about since before break turned into the United States of America, the nation that we are now, because a colony has to follow the laws that are made over in the mother country, back in the country of origin. A colony does not get to make its own laws and be sovereign over its own land. And something happened then for those 13 original colonies to stop having to listen to England. So today you will need to find these pieces of paper, so you might want to pause the video until you have all of them. You will need the booklet that I sent along as well. Hopefully you've picked that all up from school. You will also find tape come in very handy. So the first thing we need to do is get the title on the front of this. Before you put the title, you need to put your name. No, your name is not Miss Yoder, so get your name in the top right-hand corner. The booklet title then, this is going to be the Revolutionary War, and we're going to call it the American, A-M-E-R-I-C-A-N. Very often what you will notice that I type and as I speak, I will abbreviate and call this the Rev War. It's the Revolutionary War. A revolution is where things change a lot from the way they were before it to the way they are after it. So the American Revolutionary War. We're just going to put the starting date of 1775. We are not putting the ending date yet. So that is the title of the booklet. It might be helpful to also know that this is called the American Revolution, just the plain Revolutionary War, the War for Independence. So there are various names for it. This is the most common. Inside the front cover, on the cover itself, you will need to place this map. Now it doesn't fit very nicely yet, and so you do not have to cut along all of the outlines. You do need to keep the key here that shows you how much each mile is worth. It's called a scale. Once you have that trimmed out, this does need to get taped so that it won't flap around because it's on the front cover. So one piece at the bottom, one piece at the top should be good enough. This is what we will refer to if we need to remember where places like France, England, and even where different ones of the colonies are, if you haven't learned that yet. So far, you should have the title and your name on the front. You should have the map on the inside front cover. The next page will be page 1. And on page 1, you will need the table of contents. Again, you will want to trim it down. You don't want to trim off any of the words, but you'll notice there is plenty of white space around it. Get rid of that scrap, and hopefully you're putting it in the trash can, not leaving it for mom or grandma to pick up after you, right? Table of contents. You just want to put one piece of tape at the top, just in case we need to add anything underneath here. You do need it to be a nice section of tape. All right, you can see mine is about 2 inches long so that it holds things on there very well. Now, the next thing that we want, we are going to have page 2 and page 3. Please number them. You need then the terms about us and the terms about them. Terms, that just means vocabulary words. Us, that would be the United States. Them, that would be the people we are fighting against, who are the British or the English. What you need to do with these pages, we're going to do a bit of color coordinating. You will need red and blue. They are going to be represented by red. Most of the time that we talk about the British, we will use red if we're marking them on a map or if we're color coding things, because the uniforms of the army that fought for Great Britain, England, the British, were a very bright red. We will use blue to represent us, because if we had uniforms, they were most often blue. More often, our side did not have official uniforms. Folks just wore their regular clothes, and so we could just as easily have colored this brown. But the official uniforms, once we got them, were blue. So this does need to be color-coded just like this. It needs to be on pages 2 and 3. That is your social studies assignment for today.